Hello, friends. Imagine sailing into the most dangerous, mysterious continent on Earth, Antarctica. On the 4th of November 1914, the British ship Endurance set sail across stormy seas. Aboard were 28 men, led by the legendary explorer Sir Ernest Shackleton, who dreamed the impossible, to cross the entire Antarctic continent on foot. No smartphones, no GPS, no modern technology, just courage, determination, and sheer human endurance. Their plan was ambitious. Endurance would reach the Antarctic coast through the Weddell Sea, land near Weddell Bay, trek to the South Pole, and then cross to the Ross Sea, a journey of nearly 2,900 kilometers. If everything went perfectly, it would take 120 days. But nothing went as planned. By the 5th of November 1914, Endurance reached the last human settlement, South Georgia Island, near the tip of South America. Just south lay the Antarctic Peninsula, and beyond it, the frozen Weddell Sea. A dense, permanent ice layer blocked the way. Experts warned Shackleton to delay. But he refused. He pressed on. By 5th December, their worst fears came true. The Weddell Sea ice was far heavier and denser than anticipated. And on the 18th of January 1915, Endurance was trapped. A 15-foot chasm in the ice became their last hope. Engines roared. Men cut ice by hand. Nothing worked. Slowly, the ice floe carrying the ship began drifting 60 miles from Weddell Bay. Winter approached, bringing 24-hour darkness, snowstorms, and temperatures plunging below -50 degrees Celsius. Shackleton ordered the crew to winter on board, but the ice was relentless. Photographer Frank Hurley captured the horror, the ship groaning under crushing pressure. On the 24th of October 1915, disaster struck. A massive ice sheet broke Endurance's stern. Water began seeping in faster than it could be pumped out. The temperature, -8.5 degrees Celsius. Shackleton gave the hardest command of his life, abandon ship. By 27th October, Endurance had exploded under the ice, her rear rising 20 feet, wooden parts splintering, and the front sinking. The ship was gone. The dream of crossing Antarctica on foot was over. Survival was now the only goal. The crew set up ocean camp on a drifting ice floe, with just 3 lifeboats, 1 sledge, limited tools, and 1 month of rations. Sleeping was difficult. Most huddled together for warmth. No rescue was expected. No one knew if they were alive. Shackleton's only advantage was experience, skill, and mental toughness. Months passed. Food ran dangerously low. Dogs were killed for meat. Shackleton rationed every morsel, sometimes lying about food supplies to keep morale high. He understood a crucial lesson. Hope is a survival tool. By early 1916, the ice floe drifted dangerously toward Drake Passage, a stretch of ocean notorious for 12-meter waves and countless shipwrecks. Death awaited anyone caught here. Shackleton calculated alternatives. The nearest safe islands were Paulet Island, 550 kilometers away, and further north, Elephant Island. By the 7th of April 1916, the crew spotted Clarence Island, but winds shifted, ice broke, and navigation became treacherous. One crew member, fireman Ernest, fell into icy water. Shackleton kept him walking through the night, using body heat to prevent hypothermia. The crew changed destinations 4 times before finally aiming for Elephant Island, 160 kilometers away. Conditions were brutal. Temperatures hovered at -8 degrees Celsius, water scarce, lips cracked, and throat parched. The crew survived on raw seal meat, hunting penguins and seals along the way. Even the waste scraps once reserved for dogs became food. Every step was a battle between life and death. Finally, on the 15th of April 1916, after 497 days at sea and on ice, the 3 lifeboats reached Elephant Island. Standing on solid ground, the crew felt ecstatic relief, but their ordeal was far from over. Elephant Island was uninhabited, isolated, and devoid of rescue supplies. Survival depended entirely on Shackleton's leadership. Shackleton now faced his greatest challenge: how to get help. The southern tip of South America, the Falkland Islands, and South Georgia Island were hundreds to over 1,000 kilometers away, across treacherous seas. But he refused to abandon any crew member. He would sail 1,300 kilometers in a small boat across the Southern Ocean to seek rescue, an almost impossible feat. This story is not just about ice, snow, or ships. It is about mental strength, resilience, and leadership under extreme adversity. Shackleton did not conquer Antarctica, but he conquered despair, fear, and hopelessness, and in doing so, saved 28 lives. The expedition teaches us a timeless lesson. When plans fail, when circumstances are hostile, the mind becomes your strongest weapon. Hope, discipline, courage, and unwavering leadership can overcome even the most impossible odds. Endurance was crushed. The dream of crossing Antarctica on foot was lost. But the human spirit endured. Shackleton and his crew survived, proving that true endurance is not reaching the destination, it is never abandoning your people.